or not be fancy.
Yeah.
Because it's poop.
So, yeah, starting with the maps section.
Okay. I've got to relog into my Google Docs because I have extra verification on it. Because. Okay. There's that lovely code.
Alright, I added you to the maps document.
Okay. Going into Google Docs.
Yeah.
Into my drive. Alright. Recent. There we are. Maps is up already. I'm just gonna. Oops.
So.
That's very good.
Yeah, got the pictures and then.
Okay, so these are your concept maps.
Yeah.
So I have blue, red, and green. What are those? Not that it matters for setting, but I'm just curious.
The blue, red, and green are just for what I've selected in the scene.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so this is the research station.
Right. And I have the drawing. This concept map,
okay.
I already had that one.
Yeah. So if you scroll down, there's going to be a bunch of text.
Yep. Hexamap. Yes.
So yeah, I've kind of written a blurb about it.
Mm-hmm.
What I've got so far.
So it was lost.
Yeah, as in it disappeared.
And then they found it. Who found it? Like, did they discover it by accident? Or were they searching for it?
Nobody knows it exists that's up to, I haven't actually thought about that. Probably just like a random, like, things that happen in a sci-fi show, random recon or whatever, just kind of happened upon it. Or just, like, destroyed somebody's ship because it just appeared out of nowhere. Kind of idea, maybe?
Yeah.
Something simple.
Okay. Alright.
So then, yeah, after that we've got some
every
info
part of the universe, of course, they're all on it. Want the access to the tech, the knowledge, and the records if they can get them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
Turns out there are things still living on it.
Yeah, is there anything living on it, do you say?
Yeah.
Or is that what the jungle monsters are?
Yeah, the jungle monsters are old hybrids that were...
Experiments gone well and bad, all of the above?
Yeah. That have now kind of evolved over time, and mixed and matched and all kinds of weird stuff. So it's been a long time.
Long time.
Long enough for it to be forgotten.
Okay. Alright, so now these originally they might have been, mishaps and successes and whatever else, but now they just went roaming free reign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's 3 epic monsters for the map. Kind of quite similar to the dragon and the baron and the herald. I'm replacing the dragon with a monolith, which is like a big robot.
Right.
And its section of the map looks like a nuke went off. So everything is kind of blown up and dingy and dark. So maybe coming up with what came out, I'm not sure yet.
Like a nuclear winter kind of experiment in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's kind of broken and kind of tech that was left over, maybe like just blinking lights.
Okay. And the
walls are long residential buildings. Anything that's long was once tall or something like that.
Right. And then the monolith, you drew the monolith, correct?
Yeah, I did. A little sketch. It's down there.
That's spheres, hexagonal. No, those are the turrets and spheres. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm trying to find him.
Yeah,
I see monolith section pit.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Okay.
Little,
Yeah, I like that dude. He's pretty good drawing. I'm so bad at perspective. You've got perspective down there.
A little bit. The one wall's kind of off, but
that's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of falling apart in places, and now what?
Yeah.
Now, so this guy. Is there a story behind that epic monster other than that he was a monolith robot?
Not yet. Probably an old defense system of sorts. Kind of like Arcturus.
Like a turret?
Or an old defense android or something. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't thought about it, but it's very blocky. And it expands. And I haven't included the concept drawings I did for it.
Yeah, so...
But, basically, it kind of looks like if Daisy was made of blocks instead of... Got one right here. I kind of did concepting for it.
Oh.
Kind of like this one.
Hey, a sec, I gotta look. Oh, okay.
The big golem with the head kind of down there.
Okay, sort of like,
big, blocky.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but he's in one of the... I know what you mean. Yes. I can picture the guy. They were in, it's like the guys that were in that one... Not a Spy Kids, it was one where... No. Oh. One of those kids shows you guys watched, and they were those great big stone monsters that came around?
It wasn't the...
They had to fight?
Atlantis.
Well, no, but Atlantis would work too, I guess.
It has some stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yes, I just can't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah. Giant.
Yeah, and they were on an island of some sort. It was almost like...
It was probably Spy Kids.
It probably was, or something to that effect. And because it was like...
Spy Kids was like dinosaurs and hybrids and stuff, though.
But it was like Easter Island Came Alive sort of dealio, where those things actually were pieces of bodies and they put themselves together.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, though.
Yeah, something like that, where instead of, like, getting out of the ground, it kind of just...
picks itself up and puts itself together?
Splits. Or the tower just kind of splits apart as it would to become that shape, and then just kind of...
Yeah, okay, I get what that is. Yeah, cool. I can visualize that.
Yeah, and then below that is a confusing drawing of the deep one, which is kind of like a Cthulhu-esque tentacle kind of...
Oh, yes.
Monster.
Deep
It's mixed with, like... Yeah, biblical angels is the idea, because you got the rings with eyes on them and stuff, and that... Biblically accurate angels, if you look that up on Google, it's some pretty funky imagery.
Oh, the old ones? Yes, they are.
Yeah. So, like, it's a hybrid between that and, like, a tentacle monster.
Angels and a mechanical monster, and it's kind of, like, Cthulhu-esque?
Kind of, yeah. It floats in the middle of, I did a little drawing of it, but it's kind of hard, again, to see anything, because I'm not...
Yeah, because the perspective is on one sheet.
Yeah, get your rings and stuff.
So it's rings.
Yeah, rings and tentacles all over the place. Just kind of sits there for the most part, but that side of the map is, like, corrupted by its presence. Because it's really not supposed to exist in this plane, or something like.
Okay, so corrupted by presence. He shouldn't have been on this universe kind of deal. It was a blip.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be on this plane.
Something like that, yeah. Because everything is mucky and kind of hostile on that side. And that would have happened after it disappeared, likely.
Right, because it would have probably traveled around and hit maybe some other wormhole or something.
Yeah, through its travels. Other than that, yeah, the one side is, like, blocky and inorganic, and the other one is like smooth and organic looking.
Right.
Mostly to differentiate the factions, but half of it's been taken over by life.
And half of it has stayed mechanical.
Mm-hmm. And then beyond that, that's... And then there's all the characters and where they come from.
Okay. Now, he would be... Sounds like he's very tricky to kill.
That's the plan, is to have everything kind of
build
much, much harder to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just solo them down in the early levels. Oh, and there's the worm.
Yeah.
The giant worm from outer space that just kind of shows up every once in a while, infiltrates the ship, and sits in one of the pits, and then until you kill it. Or it gets killed by whatever's coming next.
Okay, so like the big worm pop. What do we call... Like the Star Wars space worm. I can't remember what he's called.
Yeah.
Those desert worms.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Tunnels under into the ship, and then when you kill it, you can use it, and it'll eat turrets over time.
Eats turrets. And he just comes randomly, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't actually have a stationary spot? Or does he have a stationary spot that he pops into?
He'll come from one side of the map and then appear in the other pit. So like the two pits are on the opposite sides of the map. So if he goes into the deep one pit, he'll come from the monolith side and tunnel into it, and then go running across the river. And then appear up there.
Okay. Gotcha.
And of course, the universe is here for the opposite side.
Now, will that happen after they defeat the other monster, per se? Or when do you think... Or is that just going to sort of happen? You haven't decided? Like, what will trigger it is my question.
Time.
Just time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere in the 10-minute mark it'll show up. Like the Rift Herald.
Right.
It's the replacement for the Rift Herald.
Okay.
Those things slower and kind of less initially threatening.
Right.
But also harder to deal with.
Yeah. Especially if it's going to tunnel and pop up on either side. You don't know where it's coming from, for sure.
No.
And you could be in the middle of a fight when it shows up.
And it just kind of
and you're like...
runs across the map.
Yeah, and you're like, perfect! I'm dead.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Right? Middle of a big battle, and then here he pops up in the middle of it. Bye, guys!
So far I've got ideas for a few different planets.
Okay.
And or nations.
Right.
Kind of similar to the architect present in League. Like the,
So, and how you're staging it is that mechanical stuff is more evil or sinister? Because it lacks empathy, conscience, and all of those things?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily? Okay. I was just
curious. It is what it is.
Okay. It will be cold and unfeeling, but...
Where do I have the, I'm kind of framing it as more like or... What is it called? It's the word for, like, extremely angular, very...
Not polarized, like, are you?
Hmm?
Polarized? Or
no? Well, they are polarized against each other. They're supposed to be polar opposites, but,
So there's 2 nations, or there are 4?
There's as many as you want.
Okay.
Because each of them can have its own planet that it belongs to. And then, of course, we can mess with multiverse theory and try and different versions of different ones.
That's
like the magic. I'm not sure exactly where magic comes from. Initially, I was thinking of its own planet, but now I'm thinking maybe we could lean into the multiverse theory and kind of have it be a different version of one of the more extreme, extreme peoples.
Right.
Like fascist dictatorships.
That's right.
Kind of dealio.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going for one of those.
Okay.
Monarchy.
You got the fascists, the monarchs.
Basically Nazis and Demacia, the king of copying.
That's it?
Definitely Nazis. Something like, basically feels like Nazis, but it's a planet instead.
Okay. And then we have the monarchs.
Brutalist architecture.
Pardon me?
Brutalist architecture.
Brutalist?
Brutalist, yeah.
Brutalist. Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, just look that up. It's just concrete blocks.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the feeling for the...
Like the old 11th century royalty.
Hmm?
Just like the old 11th century monarchs were not really kings, they were just brutal thugs. And whoever was the biggest brutalist thug was king.
yeah.
It's
but I mostly mean for the architecture of the blocky side of the map.
Right.
Is brutalist.
And is that the monarch side? Or not necessarily? They're not geographically bound, just idealistically bound? I'm trying to figure out, like sort of like Champions in League, you can pick ones that from, the angelic side. Then you've got the hell side with the dragons and those beasties. But you also have the other ones that do all the magic, the angelic looking ones that I never play because they're too nice looking. They're too good.
Yeah. Military strength, kind of.
Okay.
Laws. Yeah. Fascist dictatorship.
Yeah.
Military strength planet.
Yeah. Well, and that's the only way. That's how they ruled, right? You need a strong military, and you need total control of the military.
Exactly.
You get that.
So that one.
Okay.
That planet is where a lot of the universe's soldiers and weapons comes from because they're just so good at it. They decided to, make some money off it.
Right.
Across the universe. They created the space station.
Okay. Because
they wanted to have an offshore,
research, right? Where there's no rules.
Exactly. An offshore research station where they can do whatever the hell they want, including, human experiments and stuff that may or may not be. Because you have to be part of a galactic alliance.
Right, but they...
It's necessary.
Yes.
So you gotta find loopholes around that.
Where there's no international laws touch them.
Yeah. So yeah. They developed technology, and then of course, over time it kind of got diluted a bit from the absolute military. Because they're scientists, so they kind of just want to learn stuff and figure shit out. So they're gonna dilute their population a little bit by adding different kinds of people onto it over time as it kind of traverses the universe because they get bored and running out of new views. So of course they got to recruit different kinds of people on the station.
Well, and they need test subjects.
And test subjects.
Or they're not going to test on themselves. They'll find what they consider lesser populations to do this with.
Exactly.
Just like the Nazis did.
Yep.
Right? People that didn't contribute to society or they thought were stupid or less than them somehow. Okay. Alright, and then the monarchy... So they created the station, so they're still... So it's theirs, technically.
It was, until it disappeared.
And then this other monarch side of things discovered-esque tried to take it over? So they got half? Like how did that... I'm just trying to figure out how that transpired is all.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for half being... I'm thinking that eventually the researchers kind of either through, because over time you'd have different people running the research station. But figuring eventually some of them got sick of their government and decided that, hey, we're in the middle of nowhere, we can do whatever the hell we want. So they decided to kind of expand their ideologies to something a bit more what's the word?
Yeah, I know, because it's going to be, they basically become a monarchy. So they wanted to rule maybe rather than the dictator. It's like, fuck you, we're creating all this. We should run it.
Forget the monarchy, that's something else entirely.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. They said they wanted kind of make it. They wanted to change it, so they decided to add different cultures to it to see if they could get more interesting research going on. Ended up recruiting, or maybe it's like a background. So like a bunch, they came to. So. What if it's like a secret kind of. It's a secret organization that's like underground research for anybody. So anybody who wants in can have in. They just have to kind of abide by the rules. So you get a bunch of different people at the beginning who want to be part of this to try and, get the advantage. And so you gotta have different parts of the research station for different cultures. So one of them is, we wanted to splice magic and science, so they found eventually it found its way to the, wherever magic comes from. And they're more naturalist. They like nature and stuff.
Okay.
So they had added some of those components to the research station. So that made up half of it. And then the two parts that have the epic monsters were something else entirely. But now it's gone because it was invaded.
Okay, and then the epic monster is something else. Either oops or deliberate, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
they could have been trying to spawn something.
It's like, oh, look what we did. Let's run away now.
Turned against them or something. Yeah.
Right? You never know, right?
Yeah.
That was that whole question even today, where if we give AI sentience, will they take over? Right? Like, how much do we give them? That's the big question, big scientist, right? How much sentience and how much ability to learn on their own do we allow it? Because eventually, they may not listen to us anymore.
Yeah.
Because we're stupid.
Yeah. So the big mystery about the research station is how the hell did everybody die? And where did it go? Where has it been all this time?
Where did it go? What happened to it, right? What happened on it? Because, there's a lot of shit on there right now that they don't know where it came from.
Yeah. Exactly.
And if it's traveling around all the different universes, hitting wormhole after wormhole, it's possible that different cultures or inhabitants decided to go live there.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, we've got the place where magic comes from. We have the dictatorship. And then there's also, I'm thinking about an ocean planet where, what is it?
Which would explain the Cthulhu thing.
Possibly.
Where they might have come from.
Planet. Yeah. I'm thinking that guy came from, just kind of space, though.
Just a weird space beast.
Yeah. An ocean planet where they have, kind of like Camino in Star Wars. Where they make or where they make soldiers. Different kinds of soldiers, and then the fascist people would make weapons with the soldiers, kind of like the droids in the prequels.
Right.
Whereas they of course still would be people, but more that kind of contradiction.
All right. So they were like first kind of like the stormtroopers, but then modified.
What?
Like the stormtroopers and then modified. Because the stormtroopers are people, but then if you're saying they're sort of people but not really, then it'd be like modifying them, giving them cyborg stuff. Kind of like cyborgs.
That could be an option, yeah.
Like
the
Terminators, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the ocean planet would rely solely on kind of evolution and skill for their hunter, their soldiers. Kind of like Atlantis in
Right. Right, and they had all this groovy tech that no one else knew existed too. That was sort of magical.
Maybe not so much for this case, but yeah, some of it could be, and then some of it was in the research station at some point. Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
Exactly, but closely guarded secrets for this.
Well, of course. How are they going to get the upper hand?
Exactly. And I have a couple of characters who are experiments or residents of the station initially, like Arcturus, who is a sentient weapon, kind of like the monolith.
Yeah.
So far, also a desert planet, kind of.
A desert planet?
Yeah, somewhere barren or a barren wasteland. Possibly.
Maybe like Tatooine?
Yeah, something like that.
Where they hid Luke?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So characters that are native to the planet are Monolith.
Native to
the station?
The Monolith is native. Arcturus is native.
The tourists. I can spell that.
Arcturus.
The tourists are all native to there. That sounds weird.
You know the character who's the Arcturus.
That's okay. I know what you're saying. I can spell it right now.
Yeah, not the turrets. The turrets were built there. I guess they're native,
but they're not characters.
They're not characters.
It'd be funny if they did start talking or if they'd move.
Yeah. Arcturus. I also have like a couple of experiments that gained sentience and kind of waited there for a long time. Others on that.
And who are they again?
I made.
I think I have them, but I can't remember now.
Oh, a bullet hell 80 carry is the idea.
Bullet hell?
His name is Dugok, the experiment.
Dugnock? Oh,
Dugok.
Yeah. Dugok. Oh, like Duglock and Dugok.
No, it's a K. D-U-G-A-K.
D-U-G-A-K.
The experiment.
And then there was another one.
Super weapon.
He's a super weapon?
Yeah. A biological super weapon. He's not like biologicals and it's gonna poison everybody, but like biologicals and it's a creature, not just a piece of metal.
Right.
Kind of sat dormant in the station for as long as it kind of...
He's just been hanging out.
Sat empty. Yeah, he's just been hanging out, eating things, you know.
Yeah. So what about what's the other one?
I named it Ozukol, the Devourer.
I think I have that in my Google Doc, don't I?
Huh?
I have it in that Google Doc, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Somewhere?
You should be able to see it. I shared it with you, I think, just now.
Okay, let's see. I know, I think... Where did I save all that stuff? I have a file for you. There we go. The Dark and Famine Mage? No. What did you say there?
It hasn't been... When was the last... What are you looking at?
I have a folder that I put all your stuff in. And so I have the Arcturus, then I have Dark and Famine Mage.
There's a page called Scions of the Universe.
Scions of the... Oh, I don't have that.
I just gave you access to it.
Oh, did you? Okay, let me refresh.
Yeah. And it's got my tenants' philosophy of design.
Oh, there
and
that's
classes.
the one.
And then current concepts with full kits.
Very good. Okay, so we have...
I renamed the Dark Mage to Moroke because I decided to take it out of the League of Legends IP, as one does with your own content.
Yeah.
So Ozokol.
Oh, there it is. Ozokol. And what do they do?
They eat things and get stronger.
Oh. What kind of things?
Other creatures. So the idea was that it would kind of start out as a simple kit, and then you would build upon it by eating specific things.
Oh, okay.
Get certain things stronger, so you become one thing and not kind of...
So you can...
So if you wanted to be an artillery mage,
yeah,
you could do it by eating specific jungle camps and then evolving your ability based on that jungle camp.
So you eat specific things for specific builds.
Yeah. Exactly. So you can it can be it's got potential to be whatever it wants to be.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. And that one was native too, just hanging out.
Kind of.
Okay.
It was, it's abducted. It was abducted.
Oh.
An apex predator of sorts, and decided it'd be fun to give the one thing it couldn't have, or didn't have, which is ultimate adaptability. It can also be responsible for some of the disappearances on the ship.
Oh, yeah, it could be. So it was abducted from its own planet? Where did it come from?
That's a good question.
Is it
maybe a jungle planet?
Jungle planet?
Jungle planet is cool.
That makes sense, too, if they eat things.
Yeah.
So, I've tried to confirm a jungle planet may be responsible for...
some of the deaths on the research station.
Probably, yeah, that sounds highly likely. Including the people that abducted it.
Yeah.
Thinking it was a good idea.
Yep. Kind of like the, well, it's like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh,
messing with things you shouldn't.
Yes, let's not ever make that dinosaur again. Okay, and then we have all the other ones there.
A whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are, I wrote a little blurb for most of them, I think. If not all of them. Not exactly where they came from exactly sometimes, but...
Okay. A Juggernaut. Okay, yeah. Alright. And then we have...
Jungle Planet. There's definitely a Jungle Planet.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's part of... the character from Morphigal.
Yeah?
Was that they're kind of like a nature spirit kind of dealio.
Okay. Oh, so
possibly.
They're gonna have more. There'll be a mage more. Then.
They're an assassin.
Oh. Okay.
Who uses the weapons of the invader, of the planet's invaders against them. Yeah, so their stories that they got are somebody, probably the fascist military planet, decided to invade for resources or something, and started, breaking things and cutting down lumber and stuff as one does.
And they didn't like
and,
that.
That didn't go over well with her. So she's really angry about that and decided to try and use some of their weapons against them. So her thing is that whatever item you built most recently, she gets special ults for them. And extra power for recently finishing an item. I dreamt this one up.
You drew this one?
Dreamt.
Oh, yeah.
I had a dream. This was I dreamt her up.
That's perfect.
A few of these I dreamt up.
I like that, though, because it makes sense. It's like Mother Nature fighting back.
Yeah. And then using the tools that are given.
Yeah.
Left behind.
So the people who come to exploit their planet, she goes nuts.
Yeah.
And uses everything they bring against them.
Yeah.
Okay, now is she... So she's an assassin?
Yeah.
Okay, not a mage. I was thinking she'd use nature's energy against them, but...
It would be, yeah, she does.
She does that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an AP assassin. Kind of like Evelyn, but not quite.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Alright. So those are native. Any other native creatures?
Oh, no, Martha Girl's not native.
Oh, Martha. Oh, no. Of course. Sorry. Never mind.
Jungle Planet.
She's a nature.
Yeah.
Jungle Planet, too. So they're both, these are Jungle Planet.
Yeah, Martha Girl and Oswald Call.
Yeah. So the desert planet creatures, they come from the desert planet? Do you have any?
Maroke came from the desert.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking about... a space cowboy from the Wild Wild West, which is basically a desert.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would outfit too. Maybe even the Wind Wizard too.
Yes, that makes sense actually, because they're very windy.
Yep, they do be.
Have those desert storms.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are, and Roki's, she's the Withered. So they all were basically taken from the other planets, or did they just invade the ship when it landed? We don't know, right?
A lot of these were sent by their governments and or for personal gain. Like the Cowboy came because you can sell off the technology to the highest bidder and get some sweet money.
Sent to steal and sell. Oh,
yeah.
So that's like
It's the main motivations for most of these people carrying on the ship that weren't already there in the first place, is that the technology could be worth lots of money and or power for their respective governments.
So he's like Firefly. Like the dude on Firefly. And Han Solo.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was.
And then there's the bounty hunter who came from the ocean planet, who's off to get, again, the next good score.
Ripley. Oh, I like that.
A bunch of thieves.
That's a good
looking for
ironic name, because that's from Aliens, Ripley.
I know it is.
Right? She was in the kicked ass.
Yeah. Also, I looked up shark names.
Oh, shark names?
Yeah, that's how the way it panned out, I ended up kind of thinking of it as an anthropomorphic shark.
Oh, Ripley?
Yeah.
Anthropomorphic shark, okay.
From the ocean planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're looking for the next biggest score. A bunch of them are just looking for their own personal gain because messing with ancient weaponry is fun.
Personal gain or money, yeah.
A Lush Artificer's assistant is there for research purposes. Some of them are there to protect it, to make sure that nobody actually gets the biggest piece of weaponry, the most dangerous one. Like anybody from the magic plane or the magic, where magic comes from, would be there to protect the stuff, to make sure that nobody gets it so they can't just destroy themselves.
They're from the magic plane. Okay. And then...
Martha goes there for vengeance.
Yes. She's just pissed.
More power.
Pissed.
Yep. If the natives were there because they were, and they just kind of found something to do.
Which were?
The natives.
Oh, yeah. Are there any other natives than the ones you've listed? Probably, right? As you build your character?
Not yet. Just the 3, but yeah, I've got more.
Yeah.
I want to make 30 more. So I'm sure there'll be
Yeah, and I see you have some that have notes, I see. Master of Space and Time. Methuselah, the Avatar of Death, yeah, okay.
I decided to take Death and just make it a character.
Yeah, why
but I didn't want to call it Death, so I looked up different names.
For evil death things.
Yeah, it's there because, people are dying.
Well, yeah. And
so.
That's got to do something about that.
Yeah. Eric the Bard, where did I have you coming from? Oh, you're just kind of a roamer.
Makes sense because he's a bard.
Yeah, a wandering bard. I decided to take Nurse Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde.
Yeah, I like that.
It was a character design for school.
Yeah, you should. I think you sent me that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I decided to use it.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 contrasting. Oh.
And where do they? Were they people that came to work on the station?
No.
Okay.
She's a nurse.
Okay.
The other form is not relevant to her making decisions, but yeah, she's a nurse, so she came to kind of as aid for the other people of her planet nationality who came for other reasons. She came to assist.
To keep them fix their wounds.
Yeah.
And what planet is she from?
Victorian England kind of style. Possibly. Like, yeah, Victorian England. That's what I'm thinking about when I think of Dr. Jekyll.
So, Victorian England kind of universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the idea so far for that one.
Yeah, makes sense.
And that could prove interesting for other concepts.
Yeah. Because their idea of medicine, too, right?
Exactly.
Here, have
That's quite fun.
Have some leeches. Oh, we need to bloodlet you. Oops. A little too much blood. Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops. Alright. So there's a desert planet, jungle planet, Victorian universe. There's a bunch of roamers that are kind of, they don't, now any of these roamers, well, the one is from an ocean planet, but like Eric the Bard and that, they don't have any kind of,
maybe they came from Victorian England too.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't know.
But I'm just curious if they have any allegiance at all, because, a lot of the guys that wander around and stuff don't really have any allegiance anywhere. So do any of them have an allegiance to anywhere?
Not that I know of.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, is like, I probably don't, because if they just wander all over, or perhaps they're fleeing their own country, their own planet.
I could see.
Because of something they did.
Yeah, or I could see art being repressed in the,
Right?
Kangaskha. Art being repressed in the dictatorship. Welcome home.
Okay. So the setting on the planet, there's in the picture, there's 4 zones, jungle zones.
Oh.
Now, are those different? How are each of those? Are they different, or are they all? I know there's one you said was different.
The two closest to the bases are going to be pretty much the same.
And they are going to have what's going to be in them?
Jungle monsters.
Pardon me?
Jungle monsters.
Just the regular jungle monsters? Nothing in special?
No. Nothing terribly special about those sections.
Okay, so they're just for feeding kind of deal, like League.
Farming, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There is for farming. Okay, so I gotta write down jungles. And then, what other, how many jungles are there? I can't remember now.
What do you mean? There's one jungle.
Okay.
It is split into 6 quadrants.
6 quadrants?
Not quadrants, I guess. 6 pieces.
Right, okay. So the inner pieces then. So then
in the middle?
2 on the outside for each. So now, do people come from each corner? Like if you're if you play and you're a champion, you come from one of the 4 quarters?
One of the bases, so there's only 2.
Oh.
There's the,
Only 2 bases? Why did I think there were more?
Not sure.
Okay, so what is on this other side, these other circles then?
Those are just arenas in the middle of the, So, there are areas to fight in the middle of the map.
Okay, so someone who
big open areas.
So someone who would wish to go bottom, for example, from the right-sided base.
Yeah.
Right, so there's a few options. Like,
I guess,
from what I see, they could go into the middle in 2 spots, or they can just stay on the outside and go to the other guy's nexus. Is that correct?
It should work similar to the way League works. So if you want to go top, you go up.
Yeah, but you could go into the middle.
Yeah.
Or is the nexus in the very middle of this then?
No, it's in the bases.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they could go in the middle. Now what's in the middle here? That's just a major fighting arena?
Yeah.
There's no beast, there's no dragons, nothing in there?
No, those big empty circles are just fighting areas.
So yeah, there's a few paths you can take.
Technically, but the fastest one would probably be just
on the
going up. On the outside, yeah.
Right, but if you wanted to fight, you could.
Yes.
And this is where people could come to intersect you.
Where?
Like all those paths are places that people would come to intersect you if they wanted to stop you. Like I'm thinking if there's a team. They can go up these paths.
Which paths?
Well, I see. It's a hexagon, so I see paths at each corner.
From the middle to the outside?
Yeah, on each corner.
Yep.
So they could travel all through those, or they can go through the jungle. Okay, so there's 2 jungles at the base, and then the 2 middle jungles then. What are they?
The 2 ones in the middle are the epic monster pits. So the bottom is going to be the obel, or the monolith, and the top is going to be the deep ones.
Okay. So 2 middle are epic monsters.
Yeah, so the ones between the circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, the bases are marked by the bunch of circles in the half hexagons on either side of the map.
Yes. Yeah, I got that part. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, for some reason, I was thinking that these were all paths they had to take. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I guess you could if you set up missions where they have to eat certain things, like for some of those characters, right? They may have to move around there more.
What?
Well, like, just these extra paths. It's just like in League, except League doesn't have that many, right? Only has the one going.
League has one river.
Yeah.
I've got 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just a bit bigger map. More to
At the ends of the rivers, there are turrets, though.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so you see the smaller circles that are in the lanes and the kind of like
yeah, those are turrets?
The middle lines? Those are turrets.
Okay.
So technically you could, but it would be harder.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So of course they're allied to their sides. So anybody from the top right side wouldn't really be able to take the
go past
second river farthest away from them.
Okay. Oh, I got ya. Okay. So then these are the epic monsters. And the epic monsters, I guess, one of these looks more geometric, so I'm guessing that's where the geometric the monolith goes.
And then the other one's for the deep ones.
The deep one. And then there's the wormy thing that kind of just pops in.
And then the wormy thing will spawn halfway down the river and just kind of make its way to the opposite side of the map.
Right. Just cause.
Just make it, or I mostly wanted to project which space they were going to, since I wanted to do it kind of randomly.
Yeah. Because then if it's on a time kind of thing.
Yeah, then it'll spawn wherever it wants to, and then go to wherever it wants to, but this way there's some travel time, so you can tell where it's going instead of just it appearing somewhere without any announcement.
Right, so players can get an idea for, oh shit, here it comes.
Yeah.
Get ready.
It's gonna be over here.
Get ready, people. Come on, team. Okay. Yeah. Alright, cool. Okay, I got that now. Alright, so then abandoned research station. Okay. Alright. I don't know what else. Anything you can think of that you think I should know? I'm trying to think of what else I would want to know. For setting the stage, because it's really just trying to describe the setting. Why it's actually there in the first place. So who discovered it?
Probably just a passing, like, commercial barge or something like that.
Okay. So they discovered it and go on it, and that's how the champions get there? Outside of the ones that are already there?
The people who investigated it in the first place likely ended up dying or sending out a distress signal. And then that's how everybody found out about it, and then everybody got there by their own means.
Okay. A distress signal. Distress signal, perhaps? Or perhaps just word got around?
Yeah, they got back to their planet or wherever they were going and went, hey, gossip. The weird thing just kind of appeared out of nowhere, but I imagine something this big wouldn't sit around for long. Something this monumental wouldn't sit around for long.
Like uninvestigated.
Nobody knowing about it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Alrighty. I think that helps.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions anytime.
I will. Well, and once I get sort of an idea sort of going, I will send and just say, is this on the right track? So the tone is kind of, what kind of tone are you going for? It's not, it's kind of neutral, right? More neutral chaotic.
Yeah.
Neutral chaotic kind of thing going on. Now, I mean, initially it was obviously nefarious, but now it's not.
Well, it's supposed to be a relatively dangerous place, but as all battlefields are.
Yeah, right. Now, is there? Yeah. I guess if they tested stuff on this, are there places on your map where there might be things?
Yeah.
You know, like sort of almost booby trapped?
Traps?
Not really meant to be booby trapped, but they aren't. It feels like it. Just places where they left things that untested or whatever.
I haven't thought of where to put that. I also haven't thought about where to put brushes yet either, so... Brushes have to go places, and then interactables like plants and leek have to go places.
Right. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter for what I'm doing. I'm just curious.
No.
Because I'm thinking if it's a test place, they must have tested stuff in the field, so to speak.
Yeah.
So just like now, people still... There are tons of mines, landmines, all over Europe that still have not been, like, discovered.
Yeah.
That you could be farming away and all of a sudden, kaboom!
Yeah.
So I'm just curious if there would be stuff like that, because that'd be kind of trippy. You're going along in the jungle, and all of a sudden, boom!
It won't be anything that's secret, because that would be unfortunate.
Mean. That would be mean.
That's too much RNG for what it should be.
But like something like... Well, I guess in your jungle monsters kind of play into that, right? Because they're all
they do.
Mishap experiments and weird mongoloid things where they tried to do cyborg, but it's not quite, or...
Yeah, they're all hybrids of some kind.
Some kind of weird shit, maybe plant weapons and Venus flytrap type weird things.
Yep.
That are gigantic because they thought they should do that to see if they would eat people. Kind of like in the Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
That fictitious plant. It's from D&D, that plant. It doesn't even exist. Oh, D&D plants! The meat-eating plant from D&D.
Yeah.
That would be fun in there. It's this gigantic Venus flytrap thing.
Yeah.
Tries to eat people. Oh, it's cool!
Good.
How comes the art? Slowly.
I've got my 3D modeler on it.
Sweet.
I sent him a bunch of stuff. It's been hot here, so no work yet, but eventually.
I know, right? Did you do a lot of work? Go ahead.
I started, gray boxing the map out. Try and see how it feels, and I've already found I had to increase it 4 times the size that it was. So, it's big.
It's big. I guess to put everything you want on it, right?
It's mostly so that walking between your base and mid-lane takes longer than 5 seconds.
That's a short game.
Yeah, it really is. So now it takes about 30.
So much for builds. Oh, I'm here. I don't even have boots.
Nope.
It's no weapon, no boots.
Yeah, so now it's just about the right size. And,
But it takes a while, right? That takes time.
I could show you, but Unreal Engine's gonna take forever to load.
Oh, probably, yes. In this heat. How's your computer doing in this heat?
It's alright. I got the fan blowing on it. I'm probably gonna turn it off after this.
That's keep it cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty similar to what I have just above the sketch.
Okay. Yeah, just bigger?
Just bigger,
bigger scale and a little maybe more definition in it?
Yeah, I've kind of made the turrets a little more recognizable.
Right.
And kind of leaned into the geometry of it a little bit more, instead of just these random polygons all over the place.
Yeah, they do kind of stick out, and they're a little big.
Yeah, they are.
The scale is odd on that one. I was like, wow, those are gigantic. I didn't know what those were at first.
Yeah.
And then I kind of realized, oh, those are probably turrets. Because they look really big. I'm like, is that a bush? What is that?
Yeah, so I've got the scale right on them.
No, it's coming though.
I'm waiting for my 3D modeler to get a lot of these weird wall shapes modeled, because I'd like to not have to do that myself, if I can help it.
You can help it?
Because 3D modeling hates me.
Yes, and it's quite mutual, if I remember correctly. The rage quits all over.
Yeah.
I hate this! With that one tree.
Yep.
I blame you. You're nice. Now. By the way, I'm going to let you go to spend time with Con.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you. Now I have some information, and now I can probably get something together.
Sounds good.
Okay. I love you.
Yeah.
Say hi to Con.
Oh, says hi.
Bye, Con. Alright. And then I'll figure out how to turn all this off.
Just hit stop recording and then close it down. That's fine.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.